What's up, YouTube and other uncolonized regions with internet or without internet? I am your host, Devtrast, in this daily devlog, devlog number 11. That's two ones right next to each other. Those are parallel lines in the sequence of ones that is on and on. If we're talking about hexadecimal, it is the week of mediocrity, to be perfectly honest with you. Was not like a whole lot of work that went on this week. I did have 1 0 day. I was slacking on my affirmations, that's for sure. Just during the week, I don't know what happened. I just, the previous week, I think I just busted ass so hard. That busted ass, yeah, that's probably not the best verb to use. But, I worked really hard last week, and I think I had a little bit of burnout. My current 9-to-5 is crazy. We got a crazy workload going on also. So have to deal with burnout at work and burnout at game dev. But it's all good fun. It's all good fun. So let's check out what we did this week. Let's take it over to the infinite Devtrast. Hello, infinity of Devtrast. It's good to see you again. That's not what I want. That's Evernote. Here we go. Okay. So I don't know if I had this last time, but I did mark in green every time I recorded a devlog, so this just kind of breaks up the weeks a little bit easier for me to see. And we are on day 90, day 91 now, but we are 90 days in, so 3 months into the project. I'm very happy with the progress. It's already much more than I was hoping that I would be able to achieve within 90 days. I think I had a little bit of an aggressive goal because I did want to get my first prototype out sometime in March. And it is now April 23rd. But that is the way things go. I think in game dev, I've heard this story many times from watching several YouTube videos of indie devs, in that they set the goal and typically don't make the first pass, and they have to meet a second deadline, which I am definitely doing now. So May 1st, which is coming up real quick. It's been about a week or so. So I'm hoping that I can get this all squared away this week. It's going to be crunch time, so I think I'm going to try and put in a bunch of hours. I've been really slacking this last couple days. You can see here's my 0 day for the week. And these last 2 days of work was a little light, but I got some good stuff going. And this is why I think I'll be able to put a prototype out within a week. So we'll go through, last time we talked, I recorded devlog number 10, and then the day after I edited and upload devlog 10. And again, this just takes so many hours to do, especially the editing process, adding all the different graphics and things in there, Googling them and downloading them, and especially because it's so ridiculous. Okay. The PNG, when you Google anything PNG, right? Because PNGs don't have a background and they're typically just the image, so they're really easy to overlay on a video or in Photoshop, whatever. They make great layers. And every time I go to one of these free PNG websites, that's my own fault, right? Because I'm not going to invest in stock photos, and you get way more memeable shit when you go to Google and you find a bunch of random PNGs. But there's a lot of free PNG websites, and they are littered with download buttons. I mean, I have never seen so many download buttons in my life. It looks like how Internet Explorer used to look when you would download something and it would tell you need to add a toolbar. And so when you open up your Internet Explorer, you have 16 layers of toolbars. Well, this is like how the download buttons are in these PNG websites. You got these free PNG websites saying download here, download here, download here, download here, and you don't know which one it is. You're playing Russian roulette with your computer, clicking on one. And so you have to kind of highlight over it, and you hope that it's the same URL that you're going to as the website that you're in. They're all named like PNG something. So PNG free, PNG tree, PNG who me, PNG Sam I am. Who knows? There's just so many PNG websites out there. And it's great. It's awesome because most of these you don't have to pay for. There are a couple that you do. One of them I signed up for because the PNG was so good. I think it was the factory stuff, like the factory and warehouse. Those PNGs, I really like those. So I was like, no, I'll definitely sign up. I'll get 2 free images a day. So I get 2 free downloads a day. Like, what an arbitrary limit to your downloads. But hey, whatever, that's fine. You got my email address. You'll make bank off of all the spam you'll send me. So it's crazy. Like trying to navigate these websites, just clicking on a download button, which is kind of a game in and of itself. And it kind of helps my problem solving skills. So in a way, like I'm bettering myself, but whatever, you get the idea. So there's a lot of time that goes into editing these, and just navigating those PNG websites is a task in and of itself, was my point. So yeah, those were those 2 days, and I did get quite a bit done on the day before. That's what this 3-hour mark. So, but yeah, I think I talked about that in the last one. Yeah, I moved to spawn location 1. So last time you guys saw, I had a single ship, and it came in at spawn location 1. Now I have 4 spawn locations that are in the game now, and on this day, 419. Day before 420. Can you imagine why I only had 30 minutes of work time on this day of 420? You're right. It's because I played a lot of GTA. That's the only reason.
Jesus. I gotta stop smoking so much fucking weed, man. My fucking lungs hurt right now, man. My lungs is hurting.
So on the day before that, I finalized the pirate spawns, and so they would randomly appear in a lane and not spawn again in that lane if there's a ship already there. So what I did was I copied, was it Pixel Element? Yeah, Pixel Element Games YouTube series on the space shooter. So I'm still working through that tutorial. I'm almost done with it. You guys will see that coming up close. So let's just check out. Let's put this OBS in this beautiful mode that I made. Game window webcam mode. Whew, sick. Good name device. I mean, that could be a copywriter. All right, so we're going to maximize this on play, and you guys will see the progress that I've made today. So, we still got the ships. They shoot. Ooh, there they go. And then, there's multiple. What are they doing? They're shooting me and stuff. So, yeah, that's super dope. So I got them to spawn in, and when I initially made the multiple spawns where they had the 4 spawn points on the script that was tied to, so let's pull out OBS out of this so you're not seeing, so you're able to see my script here. So yeah, that was dope. So I got all of them. They pick a random lane to choose from, and if somebody is already in that lane, they're not going to pick that lane. And so this will be really helpful because I think in the future, if I have something that takes up multiple lanes, bigger ships or what have you, bosses, then I can, pick, say if it's, it'll take up 4 spawn lanes or 2 spawn lanes. And that way I can have other ships spawn with it and it won't collide with that other ship. So here was what I created. And the main thing that I added, so if you guys happen to look at the Pixel Element Games tutorial, I'm not going to go through every single line of this code. But the one that I really played with was this right here, the spawn pirate part. So what happens is I created a spawn number static variable, and this spawn number is going to be a random range between 1 and 5, and so it'll be 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then depending on what that number is, if the spawn number is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, it's going to spawn in that particular lane. So that will be. Oh yeah, and it's also asking if spawn, whatever number is false. And so what I need to change in the future is that after it picks this lane, right? So that spawn number also, let's see, where does it instantiate it? Because that spawn number has to go somewhere. A pirate, instantiate pirate go. Let's see. Well, it's somewhere. But the spawn number, so also I think it's in the Pirate Go script. So let me pull that up. But the reason that variable is static is because the actual spawn script has to call it. So is it Pirate Go here? Yep. So over here in the spawn control, so this controls when the pirate actually spawns. It's going to generate a spawn number, and based on that spawn number, it's going to say, let's see, where is it? Spawn num local. Oh yeah, here. So the spawn num local. So this just calls the pirate spawn control spawn number. So that variable in the previous script, and just creates it as its own variable here. I had to do this because when I just called the pirate spawn control spawn number in this actual instantiate, what it would do is that the pirates themselves, right, when they would come into the screen, let's say the first one spawned in lane 2, when that next one spawned in lane 3, it would change the position of the original pirate into that one. And so they would just all collapse in on each other depending on the new spawn rate. So I had to make it its own variable. in there. So yeah, and so all this is doing is it's detecting what the spawn number is. If it's 1, it'll go to spawn 1. If it's 2, it'll go to spawn 2, so on and so forth. So that was the main thing that I had to configure myself. But this was a great tutorial because it showed me invoking, which I didn't know about, and invoke repeating, which I also didn't know about. So you'll notice that when I played the video, the pirates only shot once. I plan to change that. They're going to shoot, in a variable amount of seconds. And so they're going to shoot and then they'll be able to destroy your ship. Now, I think I want to add some sort of defense that the player can do, which I think, being able to swap lanes will be one defense. So you can, if you got 2 ships, they can swap. So maybe if you have a ship that you want to keep and you don't want them to die, or what have you, I think, maybe I'll have some healing type items, because I think those will be pretty simple to make. Because it's all just, simple math. Like if you have a health item, it'll be a button, you click it and then it adds, X amount to your health. So I don't foresee that being too much trouble, but I probably won't include that in the prototype this first go around. So, so that was that. And so what I did on here, on 419, I just finalized those pirate spawns so they'd randomly appear in a lane and not spawn again. Then I created the bullet script here on the 20th, and that was just 20 minutes. That's also still following Pixel Elements videos. I had the 0 day, and then yesterday I added the pirate gun script. So this is the actual gun in front of the ship that spawns the bullet and shoots the 1 bullet. And when I initially made this script, it was like I had to, because of the way that Pixel Element has it set up, in his space shooter, you can move your ship, the player ship, all over the screen. So his script had to account for where your player ship was, and it had to tell the bullet which direction to go. With mine, it just goes straight down, right? So I had to play with that a little bit, because when I initially made it, I had the direction in there, but I didn't want to tell it what direction to go because I didn't know how. In Pixel Elements game, it just targeted the player ship. Like that's how it knew what direction to go. It was like, hey, find the player ship's position. But I didn't want to have to do the math of like, if it spawns in lane 1, then target ship 1. I didn't want to have to deal with that. I knew it was going to go down. It was going to be the exact same script that I used to click and shoot with the player bullets. So I just mimicked that and had to get rid of the direction. And when I initially made it, the way that Pixel Element had it, and I just disregarded the direction because I figured, if I just have it be the way that it is, then it should just go. Well, it just kind of like shot out of the ship and stopped, and just kind of looked like I don't know how to explain it. Just looked kind of like a lightsaber sticking out of the ship. So, fixed that. But again, mediocre week. I'm going to attempt to try and keep hitting those affirmations hard, because that shit helped me in this previous week. So, and I'm going to need it in this upcoming week if I want to get this prototype out. So, hopefully next week I'll have a prototype ready, and you guys will be able. I want to be able to, maybe I can throw it on GitHub or something. I'm not sure how it'll work because I want it to be playable on a phone. So I'll have to play with that. I'll have to experiment, and that might be an episode in and of itself. So thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate all of your watching eyes, whether you're watching me with love or watching me with hate. Keep it up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit the little thumbs up emoji con thing. God, that was the most boomer thing I've ever said. But just, engage with this video, right? Like it shows me that you love what I'm doing, or you hate what I'm doing. Or if I get any sort of emotion out of you, if you smiled with the corner of your mouth, like the description of a Lemony Snicket novel, then please just do something with this video. Copy it, paste it into a Word document, email it to your dad, do whatever you need to do to get either more views on this video or more likes on this video. But that's your responsibility, okay? That's your obligation as a viewer. You know how, like, when you were a kid and PBS was like, this station was brought to you, from viewers like you. Like, I never used to realize what that meant. Now I realize, like, it's tax dollars at work, right? I think it's tax dollars. Fuck, I don't even know how it's funded, really. But I'm going to assume it's tax dollars, okay? Well, I'm not taxing you here, okay? The only tax that you have is the thumbs up tax, okay? So just give it a thumbs up. That's all you got to do. Let's make this, let's get it 10 million likes, Let's make this video the most watched video on YouTube. We need to beat out Ariana Grande, because if Ariana Grande starts making a video game and like she beats me out, like I'll be demotivated and I'm just going to quit game development. So let's not have Ariana Grande beat me in game development. So engage with the video, engage with it hard, engage with it like you've never engaged with anything in your life. I'm engaged to a beautiful woman, so you need to be engaged with my video. Thanks. Have a great week. See you next Sunday.